So you got a brand new Pondless waterfall. It's beautiful. The contractor leaves the yard, and unless it's Pondscapes of Charlotte, you can't find them again. They're completely gone. Now you got this thing that's growing algae and it's got leaves falling in, and it's not as beautiful as it used to be. So now you're thinking, how do I take care of this? That's what we're gonna do in this video, so stay tuned. Anything like that's a little suspicious. Okay guys, so this Pondless water feature behind me we installed about 3-4 years ago, and we haven't been doing any type of service on it, and we wanted to come check it out because it'd be the perfect opportunity to show you guys actually what your water feature might look like without any service done to it. So the three main parts of a Pondless water feature is the basin, the stream / waterfall area, and then the BioFalls, or the origination point. So the bottom area where the waterfall falls into and disappears, there's actually a basin underground that is your water storage. And there's a vault which you can open up and you can have access to your pump. And then you can look in there and you can see where your water level is in the basin. The idea is you want to have the water level probably about halfway full of the basin. That way, if you were to have a power outage or you were to shut off your pump, all this water in motion going down your waterfall should be able to go into your basin and fill it up without overflowing. Or if it does overflow, that's fine, it just goes out the drain. But all this water in motion should be able to fall into your basin, and it should be able to catch all that water. And that way when you plug back in your pump, you should have enough water to restart the system without you having to drag out the garden hose. The basin area, you want to make sure that the water's falling and it's going into the basin, going beneath the rocks, and it's not tracking out outside the line or somewhere. So you can see on this water feature, a lot of the leaves that have fallen get pushed down to the bottom of the water feature where it's collecting on the basin. And you want to grab that and remove it periodically and make sure that the water's freely flowing down to your pump to the bottom of the basin. So your pump for your Pondless waterfall is going to be located in the basin, and most likely it's going to be disguised, so it's going to be hard to find. But you want to go to the termination point of your water feature, and on this one we have a fake rock lid, so it's pretty easy to find, but it might be buried under some gravel, so you might have to dig through some gravel to try and find a bolt lid. But if you ever need to replace your pump, you need to clean the faceplate of your pump, you need to check on your pump, this is the place to do it. You got a fake rock lid, and this is the bolt. This is a Pondless waterfall bolt, and right here is a check valve. This big gray plumbing piece is a check valve, and that serves two purposes. The first purpose is when the pump shuts off, there's a flapper door in here that closes and it holds all the water inside the line so it stays primed. The other purpose is if you need to take off the pump for any reason, there's a collar here where you can unscrew it and you can remove the pump, no problem. Not every water feature is going to have the check valve. You might have a collar that you can unscrew to take it out, the pump, or you might have like a rubber boot where you need to use a screwdriver to loosen up the rubber boot where you can take out the pump. For us, we're going to have the check valve, but if somebody else built your water feature, you might have a different setup, so be prepared for that. It is October time in Charlotte, so leaves are falling, and that's one of the main things that you want to make sure is that you're taking out the leaves from your water feature. You can do this by hand, you can do it with a blower. It's probably easier with a blower. But the big thing is if you've got a lot of leaves that keep falling into the stream and you're not removing them, they can actually back up the water behind it and start forming like a dam. And it raises the water level behind the leaves, and then you can start having some issues of water going over the liner if you have like a really big blockage in the stream. So you don't have to do it every day, you don't have to do it every other day, but you know, once a week, take the blower, go out here and just make sure that you're removing all the leaves that are falling in there, so you don't have any areas that are damming up the stream. Another thing that can happen is your plants, if you have some type of grasses or iris, they can get larger like any plant over time, and they can start causing problems. If they get too large, they can either block the view of a waterfall, or they can start damming up the stream, blocking the water behind it and causing a leak. You want to make sure you watch out for the liner though. Don't cut the liner. Once every other year, or as needed, you're going to want to pull up the plant, divide it, and just plant it right back where it was. The other plant you can throw out, you can plant somewhere else, you can do whatever you want. So if you guys notice, the rocks are getting a little bit of green algae on them. The way to combat that is get yourself an algicide and dose it correctly for the water feature. And then you're going to want to wait maybe a day or two for the algae to start dying. And you can take like a kind of like a stiff broom, and you just kind of want to scrub off the rocks, and the algae should come right off. And then you want to dose it correctly with the algicide and keep an eye on it so it doesn't get too out of control. But you know, it's not hurting anything. The only thing that algae is aesthetically, it's not that pleasing to look at. So don't think that you know, your water's toxic because you got some algae in it, because it's not. Not every pondless water feature is going to have a filter at the top, but you might see a box or a bucket, something we call like a BioFalls, that has some filter pads in it. It might have something we call BioFalls. You don't really want to touch that or clean it. You don't have to, but maybe once a year, maybe once every other year, you want to shut off the water feature, take out those filter pads, and wash them down. So these are the filters that you might find at the top point of your waterfall that you only need to clean out about once a year. If you take them and you take a hose and you spray them down and you bang them against a tree or against a rock, spray it again until the water that's coming out is clear. That's all you need to do. Once a year, don't overkill it. So when you are cleaning these filters, you want to make sure when you put them in, you have a rock or something that's going to weigh it down. That way the filter pad's not going to pop up and dam up the stream. Back here on this BioFalls is a common area for water to escape. If you have a plant that's damming up the front of this waterfall, it'll raise the water level in the back. Sometimes it'll leak out. It's a very common spot. So if you're losing water, always check your BioFalls first. Good place to start. As far as knowing if your water feature is low on water, a good telltale sign that your pondless waterfall is low in water is you come out here and you don't see the same amount of water flow. You might see less water, and you might hear kind of like a grinding noise. And that's the pump that's sucking air. So to add water, really all you do is bring out a garden hose, put it in the basin or put it anywhere in the stream and turn it on and fill it up. Now if you're having to do that every week, every other day, most likely you either have a really small basin or you have a leak somewhere in your water feature. So you want to keep that in mind. If you're having to fill up your water feature once a week, you got an issue. So really, you know, it depends on the time of year and where your water feature is located. In the summer, you might do once a month. You know, in the winter, you might do once every other month. But it's really, every water feature is custom and different. So you want to kind of get a feeling on how your water feature works and how much you have to fill it up. But it shouldn't be every day, it shouldn't be every other day. Anything like that's a little suspicious. All right, pond people, I hope this video helped you guys learn a little bit about how to take care of your pondless water feature. As always, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Go to our website, check out our YouTube channel. There's tons of information on there. If it seems like it's a little bit too much, or you don't want to handle it at all, or you just want to have us here every month or every quarter, we have monthly VIP service where we can do all this stuff for you, and we have quarterly VIP service as well. So we have videos on that on our YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Other than that, just remember guys, we're having fun, we're changing lives, and we're building the best water features in the world. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for sticking to the end of the video. Please make sure to check out all our social media content, TikTok, Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave a like down below. We appreciate it, guys. Every Friday at 4 p.m. we have a YouTube video coming out, so stay tuned.